So, good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today, we have an insightful educational session on evaluation from distinguished Toastmaster Balaji. To tell about Balaji, Balaji joined Toastmasters in 2018 and has taken several numerous leadership roles. He has served on various club executive committees as an assistant area director and as division administrator. His dedication to building strong clubs is evident through his club as a club coach, mentor, and sponsor. He has also led at the district level, serving as both area director and Division G director. A testament to his commitment, he achieved his Distinguished Toastmaster Award in 2021 and has represented Division G at the district level in international speech and table topic contest. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Distinguished Toastmaster Balaji. Over to you, Distinguished Toastmaster Balaji.
Thank you, Pooja. Thanks for the warm introduction. And good evening, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished Toastmasters as well. Before I begin, just a quick check. Am I clearly audible and visible for everyone? Can I have a yes or a thumbs up or a GTG in the chat window? Okay, I can see a thumbs up from Pundita. Okay, thank you, Pooja. Fantastic. All right, I can see a good number of thumbs up from everyone. Thank you so much. Okay, so before I begin, I'll just give you the context of what we are going to be doing. So, okay, just a overview of what we are going to be doing. So this is not just about giving an evaluation to win the contest or anything, but we are just going to look at during an evaluation, or I can say it as an effective evaluation to whatever occasion or whatever speech or whatever feedback that you're giving in. All right. So, a couple of things that I always suggest to my participants, to my listeners, kindly ensure that we have a two-way interaction, because I'm not up for one-way interaction. Let's make it completely discussion-based. We have a good number of people, so I don't think it's going to become clumsy or anything. So please feel free to interact. You can interrupt as and when required. And any doubts, any questions, you can intervene at any point of time. Doesn't have to be just doubts. It can be a suggestion. It can be a different perspective, or it can be something that you have come across as well. All right. If I'm going too fast, too slow as well, please feel free to interrupt. If I'm putting you to sleep as well, please let me know. We'll stop then and there. We'll make sure that we are on track as well. Okay. I know that today few of you might have your festivals at home. I know that the snacks are waiting, and myself, Jagan, and Pooja are few individuals between you and your snack. Don't worry, we'll make it very quick, and we'll also make sure that this session is worthy as your snacks that has been prepared at your home. All right? Yeah. So let me ask you this question: what is that one thing that comes on top of your mind, or what is that one word that you immediately remember when you hear the word called evaluation? Like I said, I'm not just going to talk about, or I'm not just going to flash some slides and keep going on and on. I'm trying to make it as interactive as possible. Who knows, we might even have a quiz, we might even have a group activity as well. Be ready for all of that. Okay. Okay, I can see, okay, people getting into the business straight away. So when you hear the word evaluation, feedback comes on top of your mind, says Priyadarshini. Jeevan says commendation and recommendation. Okay, without wasting any time, Jeevan is getting into the business, commendations and recommendations. Fantastic. Okay, Punita says mark sheet. Very interesting observation, Punita. Okay. Yes, I would say that's something that we are going to look at today. We are going to create a mark sheet for ourselves and for the listener as well. I completely agree with you, Punita. How about others? What is the first thing that comes on top of your mind? Any working professionals here? Any college students here? What instance you can compare with the moment that you give an evaluation, or that you're, or when you're getting an evaluation? Okay, for me, That's the answer that I was expecting, Jeevan. Appraisal, right? You know that the rating is going to be met expectation, but still you will have to schedule a call for 45 minutes all by yourself, and you'll have to listen to everything, right? Yeah. So we have someone else saying appraisal as well. Okay. Varda has also said appraisal. Okay. Radha has given an answer. Let me expand my chat window. Okay, Shravani says constructive feedback for improvement. Okay. Radha says enable the speaker to improve further. Fantastic. Okay, now I think all of you have a wonderful idea about what is evaluation. So then maybe we'll put it this way. We'll look at the different ways of not delivering an evaluation today, because most of you are already thorough with the basic part of what is an evaluation. So let's look at few of the elements or few of the ways in which you're not supposed to deliver an evaluation. All right. Now, I'm not sure how many of you read the or went through the flyer. I'm calling it as an empathetic evaluation. That's because, one second. The reason is because I believe that empathy is the key, and I'm pretty sure all of us must be aware of, yeah, the word empathy. So I'm not going to jump much into that or brief much on that. But empathetic evaluation is going to be the key here. Why? Simple reason. Our aim is not just to deliver a perfect evaluation, or our aim is not just to criticize or constructively criticize or point out the flaws or the gaps that the speaker made, but our idea is to ensure that the speaker feels comfortable to talk about that. The speaker must feel okay to come back to you and discuss about what you've delivered, and the speaker must also ensure that they were able to digest whatever feedback that you have given to them. Because there are two things I feel. One is winning an evaluation, and the second thing, what I completely feel, is that winning the listener. These are two different things. A few might disagree, few might agree. Let's keep that aside. But these are two different things, I would say, because when we go by just a winning evaluation, we can go by the parameters. But when it comes to winning your listener, that's where empathy plays into the part. Now, everything that I tell, every point that we discuss, or every word that I utter, I bring into a consideration that will my listeners be okay with this? Will my listeners be comfortable in listening to this? That's the same principle we are trying to apply when it comes to delivering your evaluation. All right. I hope this session on empathetic evaluation doesn't become pathetic or doesn't become a pitiful one. And the same thing applies for you as well. When you try to deliver an empathetic evaluation, doesn't mean it has to be, it will go pathetic or it will become pathetic or you have to show pity to the speaker. All right. It's something different. And like most of you said, the purpose of feedback is to help someone or something adjust, improve, or become more effective. Let's underline the term called more effective here. It's not just about giving the feedback. All right. We want the speaker, right? We are the critic here. And when we give our feedback, it's not just about pointing out you didn't do this well, you could have done this better, and things as such, the recommendation. But like I said earlier, it is about the speaker accepting it. It is about the speaker making sure next time they don't repeat it. It can be anyone, right? They don't repeat the same mistake again. Now, we don't want that environment to be hostile. We don't want the feedback to be straight as an arrow. We don't want that to be a bullet coming out of a gun, right? We need to make sure that it's when we talk about carrot and stick approach, it has got to be the carrot approach. All right, that's the point we're going to be discussing today. And like I said, we will try to make sure that it is interactive as well. I have a small activity plan. It is coming up in a while. Now, what about empathetic feedback or any feedback? It should build trust and psychological safety. Like I said, you should not break the confidence of the speaker that next time I'm not attempting this because I miserably failed. Now, imagine if somebody had given you a feedback long time back that shattered your confidence, that made you go close door, right? That's not something that we would want. So we need to make sure that feedback that we give, the listener should ask for more in the first place, right? Second thing, it should increases receptivity to feedback. Like I said, the listener should ask for more. Third one, promote self-reflection and ownership. Now, every time when you look at an empathetic approach for delivering an evaluation, right, that will make you even more accountable for every word you say. That will make you responsible for every move that you make. It includes your body language, it includes your eye contact, it includes your stage, you say everything, right? You will try to make sure that, okay, if I point out my hands like this towards the speaker, they might feel it little awkward or inconvenient. So let me make it even more polite and subtle, right? So you will take that accountability. Last but not the least, it leads to more effective communication. So that's what I say. The wish that you say to someone, or the congratulatory message that you give someone, the appreciation that you give someone, or the criticism that you give someone, before you say to the other person, ask for yourself, would you feel comfortable? Would you feel okay if the same words were spoken to you? If the same sentences were used with you? Ask this question for yourself and then go ahead and deliver your evaluation. Now, like I said earlier, I'm not just going to be focusing on delivering your evaluation in the contest, but it is going to be in general, although I would like to touch upon the contest area towards the later part or a little here and there. But my focus is going to be on making sure that we deliver a complete evaluation wherever and whenever we try. Okay, so we'll go further. But yeah, before proceeding further, I just wanted to ask and do a quick check. Are we all on the same page? I've stopped screen sharing, don't worry. Are we all on the same page? Am I going too fast? Am I going too slow, or putting you into sleep, or making sure that your Krishna Jayanti snacks would have been much better than this session? I hope no. Okay, Jeevan has given a thumbs up. How about others? Are we good? Are you all with me? Okay, thank you, Pooja. So Pooja is the organizer. She doesn't have a choice, so she's giving a thumbs up. Okay, Hemlata has given a thumbs up. Okay, Punita has given a thumbs up. Radha has given a thumbs up as well. Fantastic. Let's go ahead now. Okay, thank you, Asmita. All right. 1 second. I'll just go back to my screen sharing mode. Okay. Now, I wanted to ask this as a question, but nevertheless, it's better. Okay, there is one thing that is not present here. Let me see if somebody is able to find this out. Now, in general, all the speeches that we listen to in Toastmasters, all the speeches that we get to evaluate, be it contests, be it club meetings, can be classified under these buckets. One is informative speeches, second is persuasive speech, third is entertaining, last one is a demonstrative speech. All right. Now, what is a? We'll start from the bottom of the pyramid. Last one. What's a demonstrative speech? Where you get instructions, where you get a guidelines to do something, do's and don'ts. Right. For example, when somebody does screen sharing and shows you how to log in into your Toastmasters portal, how to access pathways, how to download an evaluation sheet, or how to do the Windows setup. All these are demonstrative speeches. All right. Last but one, entertaining speeches. We all know this. Humorous, funny, that puts you on LOL, laughing out loud, that makes you smile, cherish and relish about it, entertaining speeches. Now, persuasive speeches, it tries to persuade you to do something. For example, there has to be a bit of influence there as well. Now, let's say that, I'm just giving an example here, okay? Now, let's just say that we want everybody to be responsible socially, and we want everybody to reduce the plastic usage. The speaker talks about the importance of reducing the plastic usage and talks about the adverse effects that plastics can bring into our society, and does that. Towards the end of the speech, you will be persuaded to do what the speaker suggested. Okay. Yeah, you'll be persuaded to do what the speaker has suggested. Either you'll stop using plastics, or you'll identify different ways of reusing it. So that's what we call as persuasion. Basically, if you don't want anybody to drop the waste on the floor, and we want them to use the dustbin, and they do it after your, it's not going to be a lecture or an advice, but you convince them, you influence them to do it, and you make sure that they drop the garbage or the litter on the dustbin. Right? That's what we call as a persuasive speech. Now, informative speech, the first one, the last one are a bit related. Informative speech is you try to give, or the speaker tries to give information about something. In demonstration, they practically demonstrate that, but whereas in informative, they just give it to you, right? That's what we call as an informative speech. So these are the different types of speeches we get to listen in Toastmasters. Why are we talking about this? This is a speech about, this is a workshop, or this is a session on evaluation. But why are we talking about different types of speeches? Any guess? Sorry. Okay, I'll stop here. Yeah.
Based on which our evaluation needs to be customized.
Fantastic, Radha. You made my life easier. Thank you so much. Let's give a big enough applause to Radha for that. Any other thoughts? Or how can we leverage these things for evaluation?
If at all I want to start with a quote, probably I'll plan my quote according to the speech.
Fantastic. If at all I want to start my evaluation with a quote, okay, I didn't even think of it. Fantastic, Hemlata. Any other thoughts? Come on, all of you are thinking on, I would say, the smaller picture. Let's look at the bigger picture of it. Let's see what we can do even better. If you figure that out, your entire evaluation is figured out.
So if it is going to be persuasive and entertaining, I should, in prior to the evaluation, I should understand what is the do's and don'ts of this, so that I can give a feedback easily.
Fantastic, fantastic, Hemlata. Again, made my life pretty easier. Let's give a big enough virtual applause to Hemlata. I think, Jagan, if you're here, you need to give some takeaways to the people who are giving the right answers. Okay? Yeah. So, like you said, now the speaker, when it comes to club meeting, you will be eventually getting to know this is the speech that the speaker is going to deliver. It's going to be a persuasive one. It's going to be an influence. It's going to be, let's say, a humorous one. But when it comes to contest, they're not going to tell you. Right? They're not going to tell you that this is a inspiring speech. This is going to be a humorous one. This is going to be a persuasive one. But again, in contest, there is a rule that you don't have to look at the objective of the speech, right? So it is like confusing. At the same time, it is actually helping you, because you eventually explicitly don't call out the type of speech that the speaker is delivering. You don't say that you did try to deliver a humorous speech, you did try to deliver a motivational speech. So it's not about that. It's not about you figuring out as Sherlock Holmes what type of speech the speaker is delivering. But look for parameters. Now, if you see that the speaker is trying to persuade you to do something, were you really persuaded? Were you really influenced by the thoughts? Now, that is a huge piece of chunk for you, right? To talk about. In evaluation, you can say, the points that you really mentioned in your speech really persuaded me. The points that you mentioned in your speech almost influenced me to do whatever you recommended, right? So you're coming up with a point that's going to be a bit unique from others, or in general, or it's not going to be cliched, but at the same time, you are indirectly figuring out or actually surprising the speaker with what you have understood as well, right? So try to find out what type of speech the speaker is delivering, and see the parameters are striking out. Effective opening, proper structure, closure, all these things. If it's a humorous one, is a humor logical? Is a humor properly delivered, or is it sarcastic? Which is, again, if it is necessary, if it is sitting well in the box, right? Look at all these questions and then jot down your evaluations. Now, I'm not going to talk about a generic way of start with a quote, start with a question, these things. I'm going to talk more on what are the points you should first consider and what are the points you should not be doing for evaluation. All right. Now, back to square one. I said I missed one point in this, one type of speech in this. What is that? I displayed something called as informative, persuasive, entertaining, and demonstrative. But what did I miss? That happens in Toastmasters and in our real life as well. What is that?
Motivational speech.
Motivation. Very close, Priyadarshini and Hemalata. But see, we can place motivation under persuasion, right? Again, like in motivation, you set a motion that I was not able to swim, then I was able to swim. So indirectly, you are persuading them that if you are someone who is not able to ride your bike or travel somewhere, you can do just like how I did. So that's there already in the bucket. So I would say motivation and persuasion are very close or share similarities. What else?
Evaluation speech.
Okay, that's a very good one, but no, evaluation will not be considered as a speech again because we are specifically calling this as evaluation. All right? Okay, but good one. What else? What else? Okay, people have joined and left. Okay, maybe it is boring for them. Okay, what
Sharing
else? What else?
personal experience.
Personal experience, right? But see, personal experience is a subset of all these things. Personal experience cannot be a separate one. Okay.
Storytelling.
Storytelling. Again, it's a subset of everything. The answer is in who we are. Who are we?
Icebreaker.
Icebreaker. No, no, not that one. Again, your icebreaker can be any of those. What else? Sorry, Zoom user, your voice is a bit feeble.
Humorous will come under entertaining, is it?
No. Humorous, entertaining, both can be in the same bucket. The answer is, of course, I took these points from the Toastmasters site. Okay. So again, I've given the answer. Yes. Who are we?
Toastmasters.
So think of the answer. Come on. You're almost there. You've given 60% of the answer.
Speech about Toastmasters.
Speech about Toastmasters. No. Radha is getting shocked. I've never heard about it. My club never said about this. I'm going to ask them. No, Radha, we're not talking about it. Okay, it is something called as ceremonial speeches. Have you heard a speech or somebody toasting for something? Ceremonial speeches. Yeah, people when they succeed, people when they mourn for their loss, when something happens, right? Good, bad, in all these occasions, occasional speeches, some ceremonial speeches, right? So that's the last one. I didn't place it because we rarely get to see that, and I wanted it to be a quiz kind of a one for all of us. Okay, now couple of points that we have covered so far. Always we'll need to check each and every word before we utter that. If the same words were used with me, will it be okay? Will I be fine with that? That's the first point. Second point, you will have to make sure that you're clear, specific. Okay, I am not able to. No worries, Radha. See, you're not able to recollect social speeches. Okay, now that's the assignment for you. I think you can talk a lot about that. All right, and yeah, you have one humorous point with you now. You were not able to recollect the speech that you delivered. A roast point for you. All right. Okay, a couple of a recap of whatever we have discussed as of now. We discussed what is empathetic evaluation. It helps us to build trust. It will make the listener more receptive. It promotes ownership and accountability, and it leads to effective communication. We have discussed on different types of speeches: informative, persuasive, entertaining, and demonstrative, and ceremonial speeches. We've also discussed on why empathetic evaluation is very important, because we are not here to just win or deliver an evaluation, but to make sure that the speaker improves going forward. That's the meaning of feedback, and meaningful feedback is meaningful evaluation, which originates to empathetic evaluation. All right. Okay. Are we good? Any questions, any doubts till now? Are we all on the same page? Okay, thank you, Radha, for the quick thumbs up. All right, then, can we proceed further? I have a small exercise for all of you. I know that we have not discussed much. We've just opened the Pandora's box, but still, let's see what we have got with all of us. Okay, what are we going to do? I'm just going to play a small video now, and I want you to give your feedback. All right, not a detailed 2 to 3 minutes evaluation. What are the points you will be considering if you were asked to give evaluation? That's what we are going to be looking at. Okay, give me 1 second. I'll just try and play this video.
Ladies and gentlemen,
and gentlemen of the Stark County Republican Party Executive Committee, good evening. And thank you not only for your attendance, but for allowing me the
You're not playing the video, Balaji.
Sorry?
You're not playing the video.
Okay, is it not playing for you guys?
Yeah. We are just able to see the PPT.
Okay, I think there is a network glitch. Give me 1 second. I'll just stop and play it again.
My background, ladies and gentlemen of the Stark County Republican Party Executive Committee, good evening.
You're on mute, Balaji.
You're mute.
Okay, what I wanted to ask was the video or audible and visible for all of you? That's what I was trying to ask.
Yes, it
no,
was. Yes, it
was. It was fantastic. Okay, I think when I share the video, Zoom goes on mute. So we'll just watch this for 2-3 minutes and then I'll come back to our discussions. Okay.
Okay.
My background, I am from the village of Minerva, where I'm serving my 13th year of elected service as a Minerva Council member. In terms of education, I have a bachelor's degree in sociology, a bachelor's degree in history, a master's degree in public administration, and a master's degree in communication. In terms of elections across Stark County, I have represented our party twice on the county ballot in both the primary and the general elections. When I ran for Stark County Clerk of Courts in 1996 and Stark County Commissioner in 2000, and I will not apologize for my tone tonight. I have been a Republican in times good, and I have been a Republican in times bad. Albert Einstein issued one of my most favorite quotes in the history of the spoken word, and it is as follows: in the middle of opportunity, in the middle of difficulty lies opportunity. I'm going to repeat that so I have clarity tonight. In the middle of difficulty lies opportunity. This is the opportunity we've been waiting for. The Stark County Treasurer's Office is a mess. It is in dire need of structure and guidance. And now is the time to seize this opportunity with an aggressive campaign and an even more aggressive campaigner. If nominated tonight, I promise each and every person in this room, I will hit the ground running, come out swinging, and end up winning. Let's send a message tonight to the people of Stark County and to the people of the Stark County Democratic Party. tired of business as usual. Drastic times require what? Drastic measures, yes! Who said that? Thank you! Drastic times require drastic measures. We will not tolerate incompetence and irresponsibility any longer. Now is the time to snap.
Okay, that was it. Now, back to a discussion. Somebody said code, right? How would you be starting this evaluation with a code? What do you think would be the code here? Yeah, any thoughts? You can take a minute. We can form a discussion now. So what are the commendations and recommendations you would try to give for the speech here?
I would say he was not emotionally strong.
Okay, I'll make it clear. My bad. Though we are not giving the actual evaluation, but the key points will have to look like an actual evaluation. So how do we deliver that? Now Hemlata said, can you repeat your point, Hemlata?
He was not emotionally strong.
So you were not emotionally strong. So this is the exact word. Are we going to be? I know that it's just that you're trying to point out, but let's look at how you would be delivering it. The commendation and recommendation directly to the speaker. All right? Yeah. Let's go one by one. Okay. Aggression makes people distract with your audience. Absolutely. Now, what is the feedback that we would be or you would be giving if somebody is delivered this kind of a speech? And let's say you are the evaluator. Now, I know what everybody is thinking. God, please don't give this kind of speakers at my club. Trust me, you will definitely. Doesn't mean there's nothing wrong in that, I would say. People tend to learn from their mistakes, right? But what if you get someone like this who's delivered a speech? How would you talk to them? How would you deliver your evaluation to them?
I felt his tone needs to be little aligning to the content that he was delivering is what I felt.
Fantastic, Radha. Wonderful point. I really like the way you started. I felt that the tone should be in alignment. Now, why am I, let's say, appreciating or why am I acknowledging? Is it like Radha has given, let's say, a deal like I'll give you a chocolate if you appreciate me? Nothing as such. But the reason, I'll tell little later, but wonderful usage. That's the key here. And that's how we can start our evaluation or deliver our points. What else? You are in line, Radha, if you have to say. You've got the crux of the evaluation then.
You had
Here.
a great stage usage, but
Okay.
like, would have been reduced little bit so that like it is not distracting.
Fantastic. Could have been used little bit less distracting. Okay, very good. Let's talk about the pros. What do you think could be the positives in the speech? Now everybody's thinking, I don't know what even he spoke. How will I look at the positives, right? Okay, I get it. Just think through a few of the points. The answer lies in the recommendation actually. Yeah, yes, Hemlata.
Your anger shows that you are really strong in whatever you're saying.
Interesting, very interesting. I never thought about this. Your anger shows that.
Your anger shows that like you are strong in whatever you're talking.
You're strong in whatever you're talking. Fantastic point. Very interesting one. But here is a catch. A while back you said, I mean, it's not like I'm just criticizing. We are just going for a discussion here. A while back you said your emotion needs to be in check, right? Now here you're saying your anger shows that deep down you have something to prove and you're authentic. See, it is becoming contradictory. So no contradictions. It is like you say that your body language was absolutely fantastic. Then you say that you could have had a better eye contact with the audience. Eye contact also will come under the umbrella of body language, right? So we need to be specific when we give our commendation and recommendation. That's the first point that I wanted to mention. I've seen speakers deliver stunning evaluation. They'll say that your body language was absolutely awesome. Then they say that while you used your right hand for pointing the audience, you could have used the left hand. Again, that's part of body language, right? So it's becoming contradictory over there. So we need to be very, very specific. So don't confuse one parameter with the other parameter. Be specific. If you say that The body language was good. It's done and dusted. No eye contact, no hand movement or finger movements or nothing doing there. You're going to skip everything about body language out there. All right. So when we talk about body language, I can see my cat jumping over the window, right? So something like that. Once you jump over that window, it is done. You cannot jump out of the window again. That's the first point. Second point, what do you think could have been the commendations here? I know there are plethora of recommendations to make. Fantastic. Okay. I understand your intention, but I'm not able to follow what you're trying to say. Fantastic, Radhamani. So Radhamani has brought in a point. I understand that you have a same thing. He's correcting it with the intention, right? So see, imagine 5 or 6 people are talking about the same speech. Everybody would have said tone, intonation. Nobody would have said about intention. So make it unique. Your evaluation can be unique. I have one slide coming up little later that you'll find very interesting. Okay. So it's like you'll have to make it very unique, but don't force with something at the same time. Don't, let's say, butter the speaker as well. All right. That's not necessary as well. All right. So we could have said the intent behind your speech was very much evident because you have written down everything. Right. That can be a point. But if you say that, you cannot say that you are referring to the notes again and again. That cannot be a point. But you can talk about body language again here. Right. So make sure that there is no contradiction to the feedback that you give. And always, there are certain things about the positives and negatives we will talk about. All right. Now, any speaker, we know that every speaker will have some area of improvement. It can be even a champion of public speaking. Right. At the same time, any speaker, however, let's say, disappointing or a speech with so much of flaws, still there will be something to appreciate. And if there is no recommendation according to you, there is no recommendation according to you, that's it. You don't have to force fit or try something because, see, you're not evaluating from someone else's perspective. You don't have to think like, okay, I have to find something, let me find something. Nothing as such. If you find the speech is really good, it is really good, right? But it has to withstand that. Like I said, any speaker will have some area of improvement. So don't come up with a fake recommendation or don't come up with a bogus commendation as well, right? That's something you need to keep in mind. Okay. Now we will talk about few do's and don'ts. All of us know, so I'm not going ahead with the cliched sentences like start with a quote, start with a quotation, start with a fact, nothing as such. I know that pretty much every one of us knows about it, but I can tell you something. If this speech, if I had evaluated or if someone has evaluated, right, I would start with something like, it always requires a great effort to bring change. And I can see a lot of efforts have gone into your speech. So something like you're taking few points from the speech itself. Now, if somebody has delivered a humorous speech, once somebody delivered it, one of my mentors said to me this, and I used it, saying like, if comedy is a serious business, my target speaker has been a fantastic businessman today. So pick something from the speech itself to make it unique. But don't go ahead with a prepared template from your home that when Vinayaka Chaturthi comes in few days. I remember one of the evaluators went ahead with a pre-planned approach that your speech was just like the outer layer of the kolkattai and the jokes was just like the sweet inside. Then I asked, what is the sweet? Is it that coconut one or the sesame one? Right? Something like that. So let's make sure that you don't go so much of with preparedness as well, right? So there's nothing wrong in that, but that makes it very artificial, right? We don't want to get into that artificial bucket. All right. So I'm taking a pause here. Are we good? Always make sure your evaluation is unique, but out of the box, but within the scope, right? Even that out of the box has to be within the scope. It cannot be out of the scope. All right. That's something you need to remember. So make sure you have an authentic and proper start. One more hint, maybe, that again, one of my friends told, when you write on your notebook or a sheet of paper, you can split into left and right. The immediate one to you is where you will always be very keen to write a lot of stuff. So keep that for recommendation. On the other side, keep that for commendation so that you will be inclined on balancing both. So naturally, there is a bias for the immediate adjacent side to the paper, right? So you can avoid that bias, not completely, but these are certain efforts that you can put in. All right. Okay. I'm taking a pause here. Pooja, how much time we have?
We have almost taken 38 minutes.
Okay, fantastic. We are on track. Okay. So here you go. We have good amount of time. So these are the points I want to discuss. But yeah, before that, we have spoken about the points to consider, the parameters. I'll talk about that few more points little later as well. But we've seen what is the approach we need to have to make our evaluation very unique, and how can we generate points or grind a speech to evaluate. Any questions? Any doubts still here? Okay, can we proceed further?
Balaji, you actually said like if there is no recommendation, it's okay, don't force it. But
Yes.
what should I talk in that time? I am supposed to give a commendation and also a recommendation. I do not have one. So what should I say?
Fantastic, ma'am. Very good question. So, see, according to you, if you're not able to find something genuinely and let's say in a perfect way, right? You can obviously go ahead and say that as of now, at this moment, I'm unable to find a recommendation for you to suggest. I think if you can continue, it's not a recommendation but a suggestion. If you can keep continuing the speech, the delivery, these things in the same way that you're doing, I'm pretty sure you're going to reach the pinnacle of public speaking or something like that. So, but there is always room for that. But at that moment, if you're not able to find, that's one way to salvage or manage, I would say, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah. So again, we're trying to be authentic, right? Yeah. Yes, Radha, you have a question? Please go ahead.
Okay, yeah, you gave us the tips how to use the 5 minutes writing the notes, but some more inputs, right? For example, when I was participating in evaluation contest at club level, I see people were writing like a Madras University exam.
Okay.
So on seeing them, I was forced to write all the items.
Okay.
So just wanted to understand, should I note down all the points that the speaker is speaking, or highlighting commendations and recommendations alone in my sheet?
Fantastic. Good question. Very valid question. But like I said earlier, I'm not just going to be talking about the contest part of it. The contest part, I'll get back towards the end. And if I don't answer, we'll definitely take it in the Q&A section, rather. Is that fine? Because let me first complete the general approach for evaluation, then we'll jump into the contest part. Thank you. Thanks for understanding. Okay. Now here comes the interesting part. Let me go back to my screen sharing. So one second, I'll just go back to my screen sharing. Yeah. I hope it is visible again. Can I have a yes? Somebody has to unmute because I'm not able to see the chat.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Thank you. So in a nutshell, your entire evaluation will have to be authentic. That means original, right? No exaggeration, like it was out of the world. Now, see, if somebody says that the speech was out of the world to the speech that we just listened, the other people will say, they might, let's say, break down and give the actual piece. So you might look like that made in, I don't want to take the country's name here. I don't want to get into taboo topics, right? So it might look like a first copy product. Instead of Adidas, it may look like a Abibas. We don't want to be that Abibas in that evaluation crowd, right? So let's make it original and authentic. Now, don't exaggerate your speech. I'm sure all of you follow Tamil movies, yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yes. If you have seen this movie, can someone figure out what movie is this? Yeah, somebody is a fan, it seems. All right. So here the actor says my BMW is waiting outside. So don't exaggerate that much. Like the speech was amazing. It was wonderful. It was marvelous. I've seen people use these words. Then they say that the body language could have been better. See, body language is a basic parameter, but you're saying that the speech was completely amazing, out of the world, out of the box, and all. Then you're saying that the body language could have been better, right? So don't exaggerate so much upfront. All right, that's very, very important. And the next one, you need to build trust with the listener. So if you say a recommendation, They need to work on that. If you exaggerate like this in the previous slide, right, they will not trust you. So the point is, if you want your speaker to trust you, then you have to be authentic. Again, one point is that the evaluation starts only when the speaker starts speaking. You cannot talk about during the break time. We met the speaker. I didn't know you were the speaker. During the break time, I noticed you were full of confidence. You didn't even reveal that you are going to be the target speaker. Nothing doing on that. Because for every role player, we know that the entire thing starts only when the speaker has uttered a word or has a non-verbal gesture. So until then, you're not supposed to evaluate them, like putting on the mic, how he was adjusting or she was adjusting to it, or he was trying to wear the mic. All these things are out of scope. Nothing doing in that area. Okay. Next one. Talk about the speech, not the speaker. Don't make it personal. You can talk, you can break down the speech in as many pieces as you want, but don't talk about the speaker. And I mean speaker, don't make it personal is what I'm trying to tell. I think pretty much all of us can understand what I'm trying to say, the word. Don't make it personal. All right. Yeah. And remember, you can survive with the same wine in a new bottle or the old wine in a new bottle. All right. So this is something my favorite, not the director, but the quote I would say. I'll give you one example. There was one of the best speeches that was delivered, and it was in a division level. Now I'm getting into contest mode a little bit. Okay. So my mentor was evaluating that speech, and she was not able to find any flaws, except she found one. It was one single flaw that the speaker did. When the speaker closed the speech, he had a fantastic message, but he stood in the center and delivered it little, let's say, behind the stage. Now she said, if you could have taken a step forward and delivered your message would have reached a couple of steps forward. That's the recommendation. That's the only recommendation she gave. Now, if you see here, it is just stage usage, right? I'm not undermining my mentor's recommendation here, but she has used that same wine in a new bottle, which worked wonders for her. And it was really acceptable as well, right? Because it should not be force fit or anything. So you can just, instead of saying that tone or intonation, see what you can do. Somebody beautifully said, right? The intention point. So look at the parameter, see how you can rephrase it, right? The common divisors of speech, something like that. Instead of saying the common parameters, you can say that the common dividends of speech, something like that. All right. So the same normal, simple commendation or recommendation can be delivered in a fanciful manner is what I'm trying to tell here. We don't have to be Shashi Tharoor, but definitely we don't have to be redundant as well. Now, what I'm trying to say by avoiding redundancy, like I said earlier, in the recommendation part, you say that the body language was good. And in the recommendation part, you're saying that eye contact could have been better, stage usage could have been better. It's not going to work. Now, it can look like both of them fighting for something, right? So let's not confuse ourselves and the listener as well. Summary is the key. Always try to summarize, just like a movie review that this man does towards the end of the movie. Now, I would say this is a perfect example of a review, because I've never seen this person, whatever you see him on screen, hurt an actor or a director or someone. He has always been genuine, authentic as well. So that's how I would say that a perfect evaluation should sound like. Now, I'm intentionally using the word should because that's the best practice that we can cultivate going forward. All right. Just because I've said that I've asked you to use the word summary doesn't mean to summarize. I'll get the points, nothing as such, but make sure you summarize everything at an appropriate time. Don't rush through the summary, including me. Right? I myself have done this multiple times. We start summarizing only after we see the red card, just like how Pooja is going to show the red card in a while now. Right? Let's not do that. Let's make sure we do it in an appropriate manner. Now, these are few of the parameters that all of us know, but I've just kept it for namesake purpose. Look at the clarity of the speaker and the speech. Make sure that the points are organized. Was it relevant to the audience? So we cannot talk about black hole to a LKG, UKG kid, and you cannot talk about ABCD in front of everyone, right? Was it relevant? You can bring in all these things. Evidence and support, originality and creativity. How was the enthusiasm of the speaker? Now that can be a point. We don't see many people talking about enthusiasm, right? And passion, audience connection. Was it connected with the audience? And effectiveness of the speech. What was the takeaway in the end? All right. So yeah, now getting into the contest part of it, last few minutes. We all know the contest ballot, but have you ever went through that? That's a big question. That's a question to wonder for all of us. Okay, this is a bit slow. I'll open it on my own. Give me 1 second. Yeah. Yeah. So as you can see here, when you start delivering your evaluation, right? Are you clear in the first place? Are you focused? Then the recommendation. Now, one thing that I'll make it very clear for all of us, you cannot say that your body language could have been better. Your eye contact could have been better. Now, that's not a recommendation. That becomes a suggestion or that becomes a comment. But how do you make it as a legitimate feedback? You'll have to demonstrate. When you were delivering the speech from this point, your eye contact could have faced the audience on the right side like this, or you should have focused on the audience like wide open, or if you're saying that the stage could have been used better, you should demonstrate. You could have started your speech here, then take a couple of steps and say that you could have delivered your speech for this part from here. And then what I'm saying is, remember to make sure that your recommendations are demonstrative. I repeat, your recommendation should be demonstrative. Whatever point that you're talking, make sure you demonstrate how the speaker has to do it from your perspective again. Don't generalize it. All right. Then technique. Are you using a sympathetic one, sensitive one, motivational one, and summation? It's about how you encourage the speaker. Now, like I said, to summarize, you had a wonderful tone, wonderful usage, focus on this. That's not summarize. What are you giving as a call of action to the speaker? What will happen if the speaker does what you suggested, right? That should be the summation part of it. There is the criteria elaborated very well. Go through that, all right? Because you will also get to think from a judge's perspective when you try and do this, all right? So that's what the ballot talks about. This is what I wanted to tell. Focus on delivering a stunning evaluation, not just a winning evaluation, because I always tell this to myself. I may not be a great winner. I may not have achieved a lot, but I do it in such a way that I enjoy myself. I don't regret whatever I do. That's why even I took up this session when Jagan asked me, right? So the point should be stunning the listener, not just winning them, because winning is just a byprocess. It's just a byproduct of your efforts. So focus on the process, not the outcome. If the process falls in place, outcome will definitely fall in place sometime or the other. All right. Okay. Now we'll start taking questions if we do have time. I know that we have some time left in the box. Okay, now coming to the question that somebody asked. So when you're given that 5 minutes, there are two approaches that you can do. All right. Okay, sure, Pooja, done. 2 minutes. All right. So when a speaker is delivering the speech, some people take notes during that time itself. Some people listen to the entire speech, let's say record it, and then they note down the points only during that 5 minutes. So whatever way works for you, it's absolutely fine. Now, answering the question that Radha asked, it's up to you, Radha, I would say, because we don't have to look at other people. All right. The first problem that comes in is when we start looking at other people. Okay. So always what you are supposed to do is that focus on our business. Different methods work for different people. My good friend is over here. They know how I do my evaluation, or people do evaluation. They write only the keywords, because you if you're confident that you can form your own words. Some people note down the key points while the speaker is delivering, then they add the words that they have to speak. But I don't think in 5 minutes you can write each and every word that you're going to speak for 2-3 minutes. That's point number one. All right. And point number two is that, like I said, make sure you're very clear of the commendation and recommendation. We only have 2 to 3 minutes. So either it's going to be 3:1, 3:2, and your word pace will have to be like a commercial pilot, not that of a fighter jet. Don't go in that advertisement mode that says that, mutual fund investment is subject to market risk. Please read the specific document carefully. So let's not make it like that. Let's make sure that we have an appropriate word speed. So be aware of how many words you are uttering per minute, how many words you can utter for 2 minutes, because it compounds for a longer duration, right? So be aware of all that. Give as many evaluations as possible. And one more thing, people ask this: is it a disadvantage if I hold a sheet in my hand and deliver my evaluation? Absolutely no. See, it's about what you deliver, right? And how you deliver. It's not about what are you using to deliver. So if you can do it on your own, well and good. If not, that's not a worry, because you're not going to do it like a news reading where you're going to completely see and read, right? So there is nothing wrong in that. All right. Find out a way that works for you and find out what is your strength. If your strength is wordplay, focus on that. If your strength is your tone and intonation, leverage that. If your strength is humor, try to see where you can add humor, but don't add humor in the recommendation part. It's a serious business. All right. So these are few of the points. And to answer your question, rather, find out what works for you. If you are someone who likes to build words on the process, on the go, note down the key points, right? But don't fumble and mumble for words on stage. That's also important. All right. Yeah. And one more thing that I wanted to talk about the contest is you can still be the first evaluator and you can still get first place. My mentor actually did this. I just got the third place once and I've got first place in area level. When it came to division level, I was the first evaluator and I still got third place. So I'm not saying that you will get only third place, but you can be a better evaluator than me. And for a fact, all of you are. So doesn't mean that you have a disadvantage over there. That's what I'm trying to tell here genuinely. All right. So these are few of the myths that I had while I went to the contest. So not necessarily that if you are the first evaluator, it's a tough luck and things as such. It's a myth. Don't worry. All right. I hope I've answered your question, Radha.
Yes, DTM, Balaji. Thank you so much.
No problem. Happy that I've answered. Yeah. Any other questions? Any other thoughts? Anything you wanted to suggest or ask, if any? Yeah, we've reached the time limit, I guess. Yes, Pooja?
I have a question.
Yes.
While delivering the evaluation speech, whom we need to address? Is it to the target speaker or to the audience or mixed of both?
Mix of everything, I would say.
Okay.
Mix of everything, Vardha, because you will start by addressing, because the moment you say my dear target speaker and if you're searching for them, that doesn't look valid, because and you're not just going to talk only to your target speaker, because then it becomes a one-on-one conversation or a one-on-one discussion, because you have a whole lot of audience in the venue waiting for you, right? So you're demonstrating to all of them based on the speech that you have just listened. So you can address your target speaker, but make sure you consider your entire audience as well, because they are there to listen you, right? You need to respect them as well.
Okay, thank you.
No
What
problem.
technique, Balaji, what technique you think you can actually use to win over?
What technique you can use to win? Ma'am, if I had known the technique, I would have won the district evaluation contest by now. So that doesn't mean I don't have any technique with me. So we cannot guarantee that only this technique would work, this would not work, and like that. So it involves a lot of permutations and combinations. Like I said, end of the day, a lot of things comes into consideration, right? You need to align your, let's say, commendations and recommendations. You need to be at the best of your day. A lot of factors do come into the picture. See, what if I deliver a stunning speech and my friend Priyadarshini over here delivers an even better stunning speech, right? We can go ahead with the same commendation, same recommendation, same structure, but still Priyadarshini can be little bit, let's say, better with the language, with the choice of words, right? For a fact, I know that. Or what if, let's say, you and me are competing and both are going ahead with the same content, but your grammar, your tone and intonation is much better than me, where I, let's say, went down a little bit, right? So there's nothing like this would work and this would not work. But if at all I have to tell you one thing, one simple thing, I think this can summarize. If the audience and if your target speaker can remember every commendation and every recommendation you gave in exactly the same way in which you delivered, then I think that I would call as a winning evaluation.
Yeah. Thank you, Balaji.
I hope it doesn't sound like a gyan. See, one more thing, enjoy, I would say, because the moment you start thinking about the result again, like I said, right? I've done this. I've experienced this a lot of times. Trust me, I've got second place in division contest. That thing I think. That made me sleepless for more than 2 months. Then I spoke to my mentor. My mentor said, "Welcome to the club. I've got second place for 3 times." So then I felt, okay, we are not alone in this boat. So what I'm trying to say here is that results do come and go. It doesn't matter, but think for yourself. Did you do justice to the opportunity you had? Did you do justice to the chance you had? That's the only thing. See, we are all here for learning, and whatever I'm learning and I'm investing in here, I'm able to apply it in my workplace. So I'm happy in that way. So if not here, if not this day, some other day is going to be your day. That's what we should think, I would say, Emlata. Any other questions from anyone? Pooja or anyone? I know that we have crossed the time. Yeah, Pooja, over to you. If there are no questions, no queries. Thank you so much, Jagan and Pooja, for organizing this wonderful event. And thank you, dear participants, on joining this, being interactive and being patient as well. You could have decided to take your snack, sit home, watch a movie, or go out somewhere, but rather you decided to join here. I hope I did what I can, and I've done justice to the time that you have spent here. Thank you so much. If not, sorry for not fulfilling your expectations, but please feel free to reach out to me for any queries, any doubts. I'll be happy to have a discussion with you. Best wishes to all of you. Remember, we are not trying to win the contest. We are trying to win the heart of the listener and the audience out there. So let's focus on stunning evaluation, not just winning evaluation. And over to you, Pooja.
So thank you everyone. Wow, what an insightful session, distinguished Toastmaster Balaji. Your presentation on evaluation was really outstanding, and also you have given us invaluable tools and a fresh perspective of how to provide meaningful and impactful feedback. Your dedication to Toastmasters and to help others grow is truly inspiring, and we are incredibly grateful for the knowledge you have shared with us today. As a small token of gratitude, it is my honor to present you with this certificate. Hope my screen is visible. Okay. So thank you for your outstanding efforts in imparting knowledge and igniting.
Thanks a lot.
And also I would extend the heartfelt thank you to our Zoom master as well as a last minute role taker timer. I was not the timer. Sharnika was timing it. Toastmaster Sharnika, your hard work behind the scenes ensured that the session ran smoothly and flawlessly for everyone. We truly appreciate your efforts. Thank you once again to everyone who joined us. If no more questions, we can wind up the session. Thank you, Balaji.
Thank you all. See you. Happy weekend. Bye.